just lost. Winter, that might spell some problems for them.
Back to the drawing board. I think what they could do as first pick is like, if Undying is open, you can open with Undying, and then you try to play like a faster paced game with the Undying. Try to either match the pace or try to outpace them. And I feel like if the bans are going to be the same, they ban what, Enigma +1 in the previous game, so you can potentially open Undying plus Medusa right away. If you don't want to play that fast and you want to have late game, that's an option too.
Yeah, we should be getting in there soon. I mean, do you think that 9 Pandas will just... Okay, they learned, they banned out the Morph this time around. Enigma still banned out by Team Liquid last time and was paired up with an Undying. And the Brood Pugna were banned by 9 Pandas, so one of them will probably make it through, depending on what Team Liquid prioritizes. And I also wonder that if 9 Pandas has first pick, will they go back for the Medusa on the first pick?
I think they want Pugna first pick.
Pugna first?
That way they can go into Medusa or Storm. So
there's no way Liquid will let them have that.
They're gonna let them have
Team Liquid's
what,
turn
Pugna?
to ban.
Yeah, well, they ban that out themselves.
Yeah, not a huge fan of that ban. I think that could have been a strong tool for them, but we'll have to see.
They must have something planned.
They do, for sure. I'm curious on what it might be, because from my perspective, that Pugna would have been really, really good for them. They're not going to get it. Maybe Undying is their plan. I think that's a pretty good opening as well.
Maybe they just figure that they'll get either Dusa or Storm here, guaranteed.
Yeah, whichever one Team Liquid chooses to ban out.
But what if Liquid pick Storm Dusa? And I don't think they should overall first pick Medusa. I think that's a mistake. They can only pick it on the last pick of the phase, so...
I mean, you're saying if they pick Undying, they pick Storm Medusa, then can't you just pick Anti-Mage right away?
Team pick.
Panda's our first pick. I want them to pick Undying here.
Yeah.
Liquid will pick 2, then they can pick their Storm or Medusa, then ban for it.
They can't pick Storm anymore.
That's true. But they could pick Medusa there. I haven't been a big fan of just overall first picking the hard carry.
They sometimes overall first pick their Brood.
Yeah, they like doing that. They sometimes like first picking their Morph too, but doesn't mean it works.
True.
5 seconds remaining.
That's fair.
So I want to see an adjustment, not just slamming your head on your keyboard and doing the same thing over and over again. That isn't really working.
It's Brood.
Well, just outplay him.
No worry, Miro. I believe in you.
I mean, they've gotten this far in this tournament doing the same thing, right? So it is good. They have one of the smallest hero pools. They believe in the heroes that they pick here. Will it work as later on in the tournament? We'll have to find out. Their tournament lives are on the line here, and they're going to make sure they don't give away that Medusa. Just taking it really early.
I mean, do you then pick the carry matchup right now, either PL or Anti-Mage right away?
The thing is, the Anti-Mage, I much preferred in the offlane against Medusa, not necessarily carry versus carry. Because it comes online a lot faster, sits in the Medusa's face, lanes against it, and the carry Anti-Mage oftentimes is much slower and hits its timings way later, so that power spike that Medusa normally does have is still very relevant. He gets to the Butterfly, the Manta +1, and it feels like Anti-Mage just isn't ready at that point and can't really deal with the evasion. So the Anti-Mage versus Medusa matchup, it's still good in the late game, but you still have a huge window, especially if you have an Undying on Liquid here. And because you did open up with that Brood, you kind of locked in a lot of ways your offlaner, so this Medusa pick does make a lot of sense.
Well, they'll go for the Snapfire with it. What kind of impact will that have?
Little Shredder the Tombstone, I guess.
Yeah.
It secured a pretty good lane for them, at least as it presently stands. Again, I don't know. Some teams will flex this Brood. I don't know if 9 Pandas has done that much this tournament. I feel like that hasn't really been the case.
Not for them this tournament yet.
So yeah, they've secured that lane for the moment, and they don't have to commit their carry pick just yet, with leaving Liquid that much more draft capital to deal with it.
Goes back to the first pick core. Is it a mistake? I am starting to feel like it's not giving them many advantages, we'll put it that way, but it goes back to comfort. We'll have to see what he can do with this Broodmother. We did see a game where the Broodmother was like, I think, was that against Parker, where he was getting solo killed by spiders in the lane or something? The lane matchup can go really well for you, so there's always that.
Yeah, but the Dusa is Undying though, so not entirely sure how well that's going to go for you. Like, I feel like that Dusa, regardless, he's going to be able to stand the lane free farm. Like, I rarely see like Dusa get dumpster in the lane. I think the only game that I saw was what, the AR game where the Clockwork was solo killing the Dusa in the lane, because the lane just went so well for the Clockwork. But apart from that game, I just feel like every Dusa I see, she's been just free farming in the lane, and
Liquid's
you can't really
turn to
pressure her that
battle.
much.
We need 9 pandas to win this though, because I can't have our Eastern European team going out, China going out, and now we might as well be just watching Western Europe DPC.
That is
That's true.
true.
Um,
Hey, you're already counting out
10
PSGL. Did he
seconds
come
remaining.
off?
Dire team
I'm not
battle.
counting them out. I'm just that is a possibility. I just don't want to see it, and it could start here, where some of the other regions get to play more Dota today, more than
Mhm.
just today.
True, true, true.
there's the anti-mage
Yeah.
ban. So just maybe with the Darkseer ban, there's more of an illusion path they're looking for here. Maybe we might see PL, we might see Naga. Those are like
10
the more popular
seconds
ones.
remaining.
Perhaps Terrorblade. Even the Shadow Demon has been picked up a lot against Medusa, although I wouldn't
5
say it's anywhere
seconds
near like
remaining.
hard counter, but it does help as the game goes on.
I mean, I would say like even though PL feels amazing against the two heroes, the Tombstone and Dusa, but PL always runs into the problem where the early game is very weak. You know, you get bullied in the early game, the enemy
Liquid's
offlaner
turn to
gets like a
battle.
really good start, then the PL doesn't really get to the stage. You know, he's very similar, I would say, to Anti-Mage, where he's really strong against their lineup, but it's late game. You know, and oftentimes getting there can be a huge problem for Phantom Lancer.
I want to see a Ramses sniper
Mhm.
busted out.
Yeah, that would be cool.
10
Against
seconds
you
remaining.
can kill the Tombstone, you can kill Dusa.
Obviously, you're going to want to pick that
5
much later in the
seconds
draft
remaining.
here, but you have a very limited amount of heroes that can just hit the Medusa. Haven't played a lot of sniper recently. He used to be a little more
Dire
popular,
team pick.
but against Medusa, it is a good hero. Heroes that can just like hit Medusa from afar are definitely valuable.
I think also go the Void plus. Oh, remember they can't go the Void anymore. So
Yeah.
the Void plus like range damage combo as well, but not an option anymore.
Not
10
anymore.
seconds remaining.
I do like the Shadow Demon as well that you
5
talked about.
seconds remaining.
It's really good. Oftentimes, even as a pos 4, you don't need to put him as pos 4, but it can trade versus the Rubik or the Undying, so the lane shouldn't be an issue either.
Mhm.
Disruption, you get your own Medusas. Follow that up with Ramses, playing some hero that can just hit the Medusa. I think that's the most important part without committing. PL, I brought up Sniper again. I don't know if that hero's good though.
I mean, then the question comes down to, do you pick the mid lane or not? Because if you're picking Shadow Demon, I would assume that
Dire
if you
team
want to
pick.
choose,
Yes, sir.
and you want to choose a hero to pick, you have to leave the carry last, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to go for like Silencer plus Pangolier. So the Pango is a diffuser builder, so another hero that can sort of deal with the Dusa. And Silencer, I guess they're trying to get a lineup which has overwhelming team fight here with Global Silence
10
plus the
seconds
Mortimer's Kiss,
remaining.
and they're going to rely heavily on the Pango to do the initiating.
5 seconds
But the problem with
remaining.
that is because you're picking Pango here, you're gonna run into like some counter matchup, like some
Dire
Ember or
team
whatever they're gonna pick here, and that would mean that the Pango is gonna have a slower start, and it means that the draft gets a little bit more unstable for 9 Pandas.
And now that Team Liquid knows that they're going to be up against the Pango in the mid lane, in all likelihood, they secure
10
themselves the Ember
seconds
Spirit.
remaining.
Yeah, it just feels like Liquid is just gonna have like 3 advantageous lanes with how the
5
pick
seconds
order is
remaining.
playing out right now. Ember's gonna have a good lane, Dusa's gonna farm against Brood, and in the last pick they're gonna be able to see what 9 Pandas is gonna go for.
Mm-hmm.
And decide their lane. So the laning phase is definitely going to be already very, very good for Team Liquid. And overall, the Dusa is also going to give them the stability to go through the mid and late game. So I will be very, very happy with how the first 2 phases of draft has ended for Liquid.
It just feels like getting a more from Medusa on second pick just feels really good right now in this tournament, in this meta. And like you said, I think we're starting to see some of that. The game could get pretty rough. I think for 9 Pandas, though, I think one of the advantages, I guess, of Pango here with the supports they have is you have a lot of kill threat at just about anywhere you go, which I feel like 9 Pandas already leverages quite a bit when they win. A lot of games that they win tend to be over very quickly. So they can try to get something that's less of like a late game scaling counter for the Medusa and just try to play faster against it, kind of do some liquid themselves on their own, right?
I probably need an Elk again. I need like a faster hero.
Yeah, I could see that work.
Team
And I
Liquid's
think
turn
for
to
9
battle.
Pandas, just they're in the situation in the draft. I hate to go back to it, but like I feel like one of the OP things about first pick, if it does have any merits to it, is that 8 pick you pick and you get 3 bans to secure that hero. But when you just overall first pick your hero, like they're banning for a Snapfire, it feels like. That doesn't really feel good.
That's why it's pretty common in the first pick where whenever you fifth pick a core, the eighth pick should still be like a hero that's a core that will allow you to abuse this eighth pick. I oftentimes feel like eighth picking on support doesn't really feel very good because of going into the ban phase after that, and you really want to abuse that eighth pick.
Yep, for sure here. And we will see what Ramses does want to play here. Still super down with a sniper.
Yeah.
Fusel Blade sniper, let's go.
We obviously saw a lot of heroes banned in the previous games in terms of cores, one of them being the Naga Siren, still in the pool. Is that an option here, or is that too, I don't know, slow?
I don't really like Naga too much versus Dusa. It goes both ways. I think everyone has their own opinion on that matchup. But I feel with the Naga, you have to just win fairly early, and then you just can't group up ever against the Dusa. And Dusa is one of those carries that loves to just group up and end. So I feel that puts you on like an incredible timer. The Alchemist idea I did like. I think that one's really good. You can play really fast, come online, and it just comes down to outplaying your opponent. And that's really fast if they want to go. You were talking about fast heroes. He's the only player that's doing this right now, playing the carry Nature's Prophet.
Yeah.
But they're going to be everywhere on the map with the Brood. Pango likes to move across the map. NP will join them. This is definitely playing to not play against this late game Medusa and shut her down.
I think we last saw this during the group stage, actually. They were like the only team you mentioned that would last pick this, right? And try to have these really fast, decisive rotations early in the game.
So what's good against it?
Yeah, I feel like they just need to pick like some underlord and win the lane. Any hero that can just win the lane, slow down the MP, and the game is going to be pretty straightforward for Team Liquid after that. Like underlord fits the bill because he wins the lane and he defends the towers.
Those objectives, yeah.
Yeah.
And he can also be anywhere on the map.
Yes.
Anyway.
So it basically fully counters what MP is doing in the game.
Is it too slow though? I don't know. It might be. I don't know.
If you do well in the lane, I think it's not slow. But I feel like whenever underlord gets an advantageous lane, you get a lot of merit from the net worth that he's gaining because he does a lot of things for you. He's going to defend the tower, he's going to be pushing out the lanes. Okay, this is also a lane counter towards Nature's Prophet.
This was the Lima major counter to when NP was super OP and picked every game.
And he's also really good against the Silencer and all these backline supports with the Snapfire.
Yeah.
And also the Brood, you know. So I think this is actually a fantastic pick here for Liquid to round up the draft.
And I think the reason why they picked this here is just using that past experience, right, of knowing the matchups. Before, nobody could beat Nature's Prophet in lane, and still might be the case. He got nerfed a little bit. Then they decided, how do you beat Nature's Prophet in lane? You just kill him. So Primal Beast can get on top of him and kill him really easily, and then when he gets to that Vanguard, he just doesn't have to worry about the treants anymore.
Great handshake that was.
I think either way we're going to get a really fast game. Either Liquid is just going to run away with the game from the lane, or Nine Pandas is going to run away with the Nature's Prophet ganking the other side of the map and just end the game really quickly.
We have Broodmother on Ramses this time.
Wait, what?
Mero is playing Nature's Prophet.
Off-lane Nature's Prophet? So they're trying to dodge the lane matchup? I guess that's why they're doing it.
Think it's going to be enough?
Does that make it better?
Might actually be good enough for them. Because if they get the advantageous matchup, the other one's going to be dictating the play, not Liquid. And that might be a problem for Liquid.
I think it's the wrong patch to do this for 9 Pandas here. It can work, but it's very risky. I would have rather Ramses play the NP, but they've just got to play fast regardless. We'll see if they can do it though.
Will they be able to do it? That's something that we're going to, of course, find out in this third and deciding game. It's everything on the line. If you lose here, you are left behind on top 6. And when you've come this far to play the final day at the Bali Major, you want to continue on. Winning will guarantee top 4. Also, keep in mind that winning here will have you play more today at the very end of the day. Let's see who comes out on top. 9 Pandas versus Team Liquid, Game 3 with OD Pixel and Fogged.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The deciding Game 3 now between Team Liquid and 9 Pandas. Fogged, we're getting the Prophet coming through, and as the panel discussed, as we saw the way that the heroes were grabbed, it is going to be switched around. Mira to take it to the off lane, and Ramses to play the carry Brood. Do you think that's the right approach? And overall, will this lineup work?
I got worries.
From 9 Pandas against Liquid.
I got worries, because that was definitely Ramses asking for Nature's Prophet. Then Primal comes out, and he's like, you play it.
I'm good, yeah.
This doesn't look wrong. This doesn't look great for Nature's Prophet. We'll have to see. I haven't seen this hero played in offlane at all since pretty much the early tour when it was a completely different kind of hero, it feels like, when they're playing around like the root and everything like that. Let's see if Nine Pandas can make something happen, because this one looks really hard. Again, Liquid going for a very strong early game kind of draft here. The Primal to answer the MP. The Primal good versus all 3 cores, actually, versus Pango, versus NP, versus Broodmother. Could be some difficulties, but let's see if the switch up does end up working. It's a risk the Nine Pandas is trying to take here versus Team Liquid's very strong lanes. Oop, Solo.
Might have a chance of getting him.
They have a lift skill, they've got Blood Grenade. Yeah, he's gone.
This is going to be first blood for sure.
Blocks.
Who they're able to give it to, if Zai can grab it. Nah, Foxy's just going to have to take it. First blood.
Hey, Foxy's probably like, damn it, why'd I skill lift? We didn't even need it. Oh well. Now he's gonna, maybe he'll cliff somebody. Ramses, don't walk near the cliff. No, is he actually? I mean, the lift is still gonna do a decent chunk of damage here. They'll have another onslaught.
They might have a chance to kill him.
Getting close.
Couple more right clicks.
Towers.
Oh, one more. Oh, they needed another one.
Zai's gonna die now.
Be able to kill Ramses, and indeed Zai under the tower hits. He'll go down in return.
I think I've seen Zai die to a tier 2 twice pre-lanes in this tournament, actually. All right, whoops. What happens? Who got the last hit? It was Solo.
Right, let's look at some of these lanes. So this off-lane Prophet early on, is it going to do anything to slow down Mikkei's farm?
It's good versus the Undying. That's the one thing at the least, right? So even though they did flex it, it maybe wasn't the ideal situation that they wanted to have with the way that they picked it and everything. This lane actually doesn't look, I mean, on paper maybe doesn't look as bad versus the Undying, but maybe versus the Dusa it's still kind of bad. We'll have to see. You do have merit as the game progresses if you do hit some of your talents and stuff like that versus the Dusa, but greedy, to say the least, here from Nine Pandas.
Yeah. I mean, are you going to be able to put much pressure on with the treants, or is Mikkei just going to be able to farm them?
I think he might just be able to farm them. That's, I don't know, I'm curious about the treants overall. I feel like it's just gotten easier and easier to kill them.
Your attempt was pathetic.
And I mean, all the lanes, I feel like, I think Liquid actually just has pretty solid stuff across all 3.
Top
I
lane
think they always
Ramses.
do this, though. Top Ramses.
Oh my goodness, it nearly goes down, but will survive.
Repercussions of that early start here, having level 2 already on Boxy. Ramses has to be careful how low he stays. Solo's gonna do work here to body for him. They're out of regen up top. I think actually both sides are out of regen. Zai very close to his ring of health though. In mid. I was wondering, oops, I don't have time for it. Solo.
They're going to get back in with the trample, but
got Boxy.
it's actually going to be Boxy dying, and Solo, he can keep the distance from Zai. So Zai won't be able to get a kill in return.
Nisha, he should have a really good time. I was telling you before the game actually went, that Kiyotaka, he does go a different build when he plays versus these melee heroes as the Pangolier. So he actually always grabs Lucky Shot. So we'll see if that's going to be able to help him with this matchup. I don't think so. I know Nisha's super comfortable in this one, and Fox even trying to maybe annoy Kiyotaka. I mean, he might actually just be able to kill him.
Nah, he's going to have Swashbuckle up soon enough. But he's definitely going to get kept very low. Swashbuckle is available. If necessary, and yeah, Kiyotaka, he's going to opt to walk back to base.
Okay, I mean, he's got his
by the
bottle.
looks of it.
He's
Oh,
got
okay,
his
yeah,
bottle,
you're right. Okay, he can stick around. But this is space. He's pushed back from the lane. I mean, you see on the CS already what Nisha 12-5 against the 6-0 in this mid matchup, and he's got a full wave coming in as well. So he's going to be even further ahead.
Yeah,
This is going to be quite the difference in mid.
Set him up for success, though. TP mid, yeah, bottle refill him. Ramses, he's going to absolutely struggle inside of this game, at least for the start here. But I think I've seen these Broods recover pretty nicely. Not the easiest one to recover. I think Liquid has a really good pressure draft here. But Liquid this time, they don't have tower. They don't have the best ways to hit towers. That's something that I do have to watch after what happened in that first game in particular, not being able to really pressure so much here.
Sure, but I think this time around they got the Medusa. So
They got the group up.
They're not looking to speed up,
No.
right? They can slow it down.
Absolutely.
And rely on this Medusa to carry.
Ramses.
Another attempt on Ramses, but he's been pretty good at surviving through them each and every time. Once again, he will. They can't quite kill the spider.
Made his way. I mean, Nisha's going to have a full free game, that's for sure. But bottom, Miros is handing his own. So the NP matchup versus the Dusa, it's actually not too shabby. Even though the Snake Bans does give you so much because you are that, of course, that int hero. He's doing great because of that Undying. You know, it's an Undying what likes to play versus strength melee cores. Versus the range is difficult. Ramses, again, it's just
Another
constant
attempt.
aggression.
They don't quite at this point have enough to completely take
Boxy.
it down. And Solo,
He's dead.
he's going to get Boxy. Killing spree for Solo.
Solo's killing it.
It's a few times where Liquid are making these attempts top, and they're not quite working. This will start to hurt them if they keep slipping up with these efforts.
Zai, he'll be okay. Solo's, I've said I've seen most of the time Solo has glaives. I think in this lane he's probably, damn it, I wish I had glaives right now. Now Solo though, another action, he's gonna die.
Yeah, they're in on top of him with the trample. And indeed, Solo, not a chance of surviving. So
That one's fine though. He had
maybe
to
they
reset, but
can
they're
get
gonna
Ramses
get
as well.
Yeah.
And this time, they do. They needed that Liquid. They've tried a few times to take it down, not with success, but this time they'll get the double kill for Zai.
And if I'm not mistaken, they bring a health and he has arcane boots coming. So that's actually the dream when you're playing Rubik, having that. I think there's a couple of these 4 positions that really like to have those arcane boots on your 3 position to spam out. Looking at mid, I mean, Nisha, they keep filling Kiyotaka's bottle, but no, looks like Nisha's gonna get his fill. Nisha, is he gonna die to the blood grenade?
He should be alright here.
Nice try, Solo.
Kiyotaka's actually still very close. Nisha, he'll spawn him out now with the Sleight of Fist.
And now Solo's in trouble again.
Flame Guard's back up, and Boxy and Insane, they'll run down the silencer. Kiyotaka trying to kill Nisha. He's not going to get him. Nisha's going to live.
He's gonna
Kiyotaka's
reset.
going to get taken down. Indeed, the 6 hit. Remnant's out, back to base. He'll be back in the lane with full HP.
And
top
top.
lane, they're going to get round
Solo.
again. Killing spree for Zai.
Solo kill, and he's gonna potentially get away from Miro as well. Liquid, the early game dominance continues.
This is some big stuff. I mean, yeah, mid lane is just such a huge difference right now.
He is level 6. Kiyotaka level 4. He did go 2-0-2. He tries to go this kind of trade build. I've seen him do it before with the Ember Spirit. Absolutely not working. Nisha, a master of the matchup. Panel said it. There's quite a bit of counter picks that Liquid set their draft up for.
That's a hot
I'm
start.
seeing it. Mike? Got a mango and wand.
Yeah, they can't finish him. Mike knows he's fine, and Miro and Antares, they know not to push this. They can't kill him.
Yep. Power rune. Are they going to be able to help Kiyotaka get it?
I mean, they have to.
Keeping
Such
it low.
I mean, Nisha might be able to kill him. Slight fisting him with a couple of remnants. This is a kill if he wants to, but he's going to play it safe. Doesn't quite know what's behind Kiyotaka. So we'll opt to sort of just pressure him so they can look for the power rune. Antares will manage to deny it.
They will put a ward behind the tower to at least scout behind there, so they will be able to potentially go for the dive on Kiyotaka. But I think that was scouted. Miro looking to get involved. Boxy cancels his TP.
Boxy, he will die, but this might set up for Miro to die in return. Zai goes forward with the onslaught. They had the pulverizer. Zai hits the 6, and that's going to be 1 kill. And with the Remnant back towards the mid, Nisha, they're going to clean up more. They get Kiyotaka. It's 2 dead around the mid lane for 9 Pandas.
8-4. So many kills coming out here. This Pango has no game, Owen. 20 lasted 0-2. Nisha's already 7. Got the max slight. Not an easy game for the Pango by any means through recovery either. He's versus Dusa where he can get defusal and stuff like that, but there's some big problems that's gonna really kick in for this Pango versus a Primal Beast who's having such a good game too.
And just sort of your eyes on Miro to see what he can do in terms of impact as an off-lane Prophet.
He's gonna have to make magic happen.
And he's going to go for this Axe Rush.
Oh, he is still gonna do the Aghanims. Okay. The root can be very, very good versus the Primal Beast and the Ember Spirit, and I guess he wants to be that true offlaner this game. He's not going for the scaling build to try to give space for his Pango and his mid to get back up. I guess that's the approach he wants to do.
It's hard to...
It's tough.
It's tough because, you know, it's a lot of money invested on an 85-second cooldown spell.
Yeah. Okay, the body blocks are there. He's still got wand. He is fine.
And he knows it.
Knows it.
He's not worried at all down here. Meanwhile, Nisha, it's again with the pressure of the supports. They take out Kiyotaka. Sort of 0-3-0, 3 deaths on the mid Pango. I don't know how this Pango's going to recover his game. This is one of the roughest starts that we've seen Kiyotaka have.
And they, as you mentioned from before too, like they're putting the attention with the rotations and with the wards. They see anywhere he wants to go. They set up for these kills. This tower, they know to have the natural push, but with these kills, they're getting in pretty much the same tower timing that they got last time with the Death Prophet. Liquid looks like they've woken up after that first game.
Yeah, it does. This game 3 start is looking hot once more.
Just the recovery outlet for this Pango is just, it's so difficult with the matchups he's again, because the Dusa matchup, it goes both ways. If you're ahead, you can do a lot to Dusa. If you're behind, rolling into a Stone Gaze and stuff like that, you might just die. And you're playing versus Pulverize, you're playing versus immense control and physical damage. Liquid, they want more. They have a shield rune on Nisha. He is snowballing.
Yeah, Zai. He's going to have the setup onto Miro. Nisha and Insane are ready to connect as well to guarantee the kills. Miro trying to hide in the sprout, but they'll cut through the trees. Nisha takes him out, and Antares also found by Nisha. Double kill for the Ember.
He secures them both, takes the last hit away from Zai. He's like, Zai, you're farming fine. You've got all the kills. I want to have the more enabling. It's just going to be swinging around the map, and there's no one to really move around on the side of 9 Pandas yet in order to kind of salvage any of this. They're just stalking Kiyotaka.
Yeah, when you sort of have you know, the off-lane Prophet, who's your front line? Who's going in first on 9 Pandas? Maybe it would have been your Pango, but Kiyotaka, he's so far behind, and he's going to be even further. They catch him with the Pulverize. He's dead once more.
Even if he does catch up, there's always going to be that Pulverize, right? That's always going to be there to just grab him even during the roll. He is soon going to be surpassed from Antares. I feel like the supports now on 9 Pandas have to do everything, but they're just, I mean, they're literally just running at them. Liquid. Now giving all the space in the world for Mickey to keep that farm going, and mid tower dropped, and they potentially are going to swing toward top. It's already pretty low.
Nisha could dive for the kill.
He's thinking about it.
He's not going to go for it. I mean, especially getting hit by the curse from Solo, but you could tell he was tempted. He's not afraid to dance around these 2-3 towers. Kiyotaka.
Kiyotaka again.
He's got the Rolling Thunder.
Chains.
They'll catch him with the chains. He should still be able to get off the ult though, Kiyotaka. But indeed he has to ult and run. Cannot get in, he cannot play aggressive with the Rolling Thunder, he's got to just back off.
And when you have this advantage on an Ember Spirit, you're just getting every single rune. So he's got Shield Rune, he's perfectly fine, and now he's going to find a DD. He's playing versus like no stuns as well too, Owen. There's like a Pango Rolling Thunder, there's the Global Silence and the Cookie and stuff like that, but these are not the easiest things to shut down an Ember who's snowballing like this. It's like, for 9 Pandas, it's like slow the game down, but you're playing versus a Medusa, so you're stuck between a rock and a hard place here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Antares absolutely needs 6 at the least, just so they have some type of kill threat on the map.
Has been denied.
But my goodness, this must be the poorest Pangolier I think we've seen.
Yeah, that's pretty well. 10 minutes in, and
Zero.
Boxy's going to overtake him in farm.
Yeah, 0 for Boxy and Antares. And Antares didn't really have much of a game either. Down he goes.
As indeed, the man in question looks to be dying, or maybe
Slight.
not. Oh, yep, that'll do it. Nisha pops the DD in a slight to take him out. Top lane Ramses is trying to go for Zai.
Ah, he's very tanky though, Vanguard.
Yeah, Ramses can't continue to push for this, especially with the fact that rotations are coming in for Liquid. Boxy and Insane are heading up there.
I mean, it's unbelievably fast the way they're playing. 13 kills in 11 minutes. They have the curse, they have the lift potentially.
You're going to find him. He's able to get up to the high ground in time. They'll drop the tombstone.
I think lift was on cooldown actually for a second there, but for Boxy. Couldn't quite get it on Ramses. Zombies chasing spiders. Spooky.
Yeah, the timing that they're closing in on any of their cores, it's going to be the Ags on Mirror. I just don't know how much of an effect that's really going to have.
Zai already has Lotus, so he has the counter for the silence,
Yeah.
and he has the counter for the root that's going to be coming out too. I mean, it's insane timings that they're hitting. That has to be one of the earliest Lotuses I think that we've seen. Maybe not the... What is it? How it is the fastest? Yeah, so... Makes sense. Very good pickup this game. Solo still level 5. They're just getting ran at. Kiyotaka,
They'll get away.
but only just that.
They'll come back for one final pass by across Nisha. They do kill Boxy with Mirror TPing over.
Can they get Nisha at all?
Nisha
Gotta
would be the
run
big
it.
grab if there's any chance of closing in upon him. They've got the Sprout, but Remnants are still there. Nisha's away, dodges the curse.
Potentially, if Solo's 6 there, they could maybe get Nisha, but so underleveled on these supports with the way these lanes have gone down. Careful, Kiyotaka.
Radiant structures.
This defusal timing is going to be so slow.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Mickey now getting another tower. All 3 towers about the same time as they got them last time with their push
Dire's
lineup.
bottom tower has fallen.
The seeds of
With smashing this early game and not slowing it down. Even going to start stealing the stacks. Nisha's Maelstrom is pretty much done. It's just going to be farm. Right? I don't know when 9 Pandas is going to be like, all right, we're good to fight. It's going to take quite a bit of time for them. So I think for now, just probably have to just farm it up. Try to get some type of recovery outlet. Maybe it's when the Ags comes on Muro. Maybe that's going to be the call.
Maybe. And of course, yeah, I did forget he obviously reduced the cooldown. So it gets it,
It
down
does.
to what,
It goes to 1
minute
minute.
cooldown.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard you said 85, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I guess they changed. I forgot about, yeah.
You get the 25 down
It's
on it. It's, 2 seconds to 3.8 second route. It's catch, which they are going to need. They're going to need as much as they can
They do.
to threaten this Ember Spirit, to threaten Nisha. Yeah, they need a whole lot more though. And yeah, I sort of eyes full to Kiyotaka to see if he can find that defusal timing.
And what it's going to even do, because this Medusa is going to be pretty large already at
It's
the
just
point that
pretty
it
fun,
comes out.
top bottom half of the
Oh,
map.
and they're flanking on Ramses.
They're on the hunt for him.
So, Flux.
He's going to have TP backup coming in. The slight aim with the onslaught. Backup's there, but Ramses, he's out.
Can't fight it.
Can't lifesteal against that amount of overwhelming damage coming out from Liquid. They even popped the global as well in an effort to try and set up that fight for Ramses, but it's just in vain. They don't get anything in return. Liquid are fine.
Good flank. The positioning from Zai. I feel like I've seen this so many times lately just because of these new top sides. It's just like a Rolling Thunder just comes from the right side. A charging Primal Beast just comes from these angles you just don't expect them to.
Dire are scanning.
Foxy. See some treants here. They're not gonna care to go for it here. Kiyotaka shows up bottom to try to finish up his defusal. He actually is gonna have it done. It's a naked one though, completely naked. And he's quite squishy. But let's see if that's gonna be timing, because they will have Ags, I believe, is done on Miro in a second, and they're gonna have defusal on this Pangolier. Let's see if that's gonna actually do anything here versus Liquid's ball up that they're just moving from lane to lane to lane with.
Nisha is in. He's ready to catch them on the retreat. He's able to find Solo on his way back to the tier 2.
Silences are broken.
It looks like they're both stopping to
I was
try
going to say, it looked like
blast
Nisha was going to let Mickey get the kill, and then he was like, oh, I'll just take it instead.
Just get some comms of that moment there. It's like, you take it. No, you take it. Well, I'm sure it's just Mickey just going, kill him! As we saw it from the earlier comms. Very aggressive. Look at Zai's positioning. I mean, another immense flank that he's potentially setting up here. Smoke comes out, hits the break. Around Mickey, though. He's low on mana.
Get the stone gaze off, but the kisses are going to hurt if Mickey's not able to dodge enough of them. Zai's going to come in and provide some backup, but Mickey's caught in the sprout. They'll take the Medusa down. Ramses able to start life-stealing. They found Boxy here as well. Maybe they can look to try and chase Zai down. Nisha's done to swing across towards the backlines, has the chains onto Kiyotaka. He's able to get the shield crash off. Kiyotaka attempted to stand his ground against Nisha, but the Flame Guard still up. Finally, they'll be able to get the damage to go through it. And Kiyotaka jumps forward. Nisha, one more slide.
clips him.
It will find.
He might die, though.
Steps over towards Ramses. Nisha, he's going to get caught in the sprout, but he's been able to step back to the side of the sprout. Did get reflected by the Lotus Storm. Triple kill for Nisha. He gets another sleight of fist off Miro. He's away with the TP. As 9 Pandas will lose 4. I believe they only end up finding the 2 there from Liquid. Or maybe the 3 actually. Did Boxy die or did he TP? He did die. So
he did die.
They lost 3 themselves on Liquid, but still able to take the majority of the kills back the way against 9 Pandas. And yeah, Nisha surviving throughout it all. He's 9-0-5. They've not been able to get him once, and with the way that he lives through that fight, gets the triple. He's just a recipe away from the BKB now.
Insane timings. He actually, and that last sleight of fist was pretty amazing. Highest amount of hero damage at 16 minutes. You can see why with the way that he's playing.
Get the setup on Kiyotaka.
That's a global. It's wasted.
It's too late. Kiyotaka's dead.
Another one.
Pulverize over towards Antares. Liquid, they're back on track to just getting these kills as quickly as they were earlier on. As soon as the action kicks off and Pandas are back in play, they lose 3 once more. And Liquid, they lose nothing this time in this engagement.
Nisha's just completely popping off. Versus no disables. Yeah, he's just jumping any target he
didn't
wants.
die at all last game.
Nope.
So after a rough game 1 from Nisha, yeah, game 2 and now into game 3, he's been completely untouchable so far.
He's fully woken up. Level 14 as well too. I mean, these are ridiculous timings he's able to get. Mickey, the one, I mean, does give up a little bit of a death down bottom. I think they're just a bit too far up, but they strike back hard.
What is their next move? We'll see once again the replay. This first, like catching Kiyotaka just off the edge, honestly.
Then the reflected sprout
it helped back Miro.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Miro wasn't able to step forward, get any more hits onto Nisha. And yeah, Zai joining him, being that phenomenal front line to just hold them at bay and make sure that Nisha is able to. This time round, though, Nisha.
He's got a remnant.
He has. He's also got Boxy by his side. They won't be able
Miro.
to have maybe Miro can. The telekinesis is there from Boxy. Stops Miro from being able to continue to punch into Nisha, and Nisha will continue to live.
That was actually close. Kiyotaka looks like he should be able to find Insania here. But here comes Nisha again, cleaning up the supports. Boxy.
There's going to be more kills for him. Yeah, Solo. He's gone. Antares. He's going to turn with a little shred to take down Boxy, but Zai's on top of him. Ramses. An attempt to fight Nisha, but Nisha's got his BKB delivered. Zai with the pulverize, and the root is going to hold back Ramses. Another slight mistake could cause issues.
Here comes Mickey.
To lifesteal up, but he cannot survive this as Ramses down for 45. They've got to run once more here, 9 Pandas. The chase from Nisha. Remnant over towards Solo. It's going to be more kills here for the Ember. Beyond godlike now at just 18 minutes in.
Jesus, 13 and
then
0. He wants more.
He's going to be able to find Miro in the tree line. As Miro, he'll sprout himself, trying to hide. The TPs are coming in from 9 Pandas, but Zai, the pulverize is there. Godlike for Zai, takes him out. They'll jump forward with the shield crash. Zai Can he charge?
He's
down?
so
Come on,
tanky.
he can. He's going to go back in over towards Kiyotaka. Zai still surviving through this, and he keeps his distance from the Pango. Mickey finishes off Kiyotaka, and Taras, he's desperately trying
He's
to kill
still
Zai,
alive.
but he can't. Zai survives. He's also beyond godlike now, as everybody's dead on 9 Pandas.
I think they passed him over a healing Lotus. Maybe he dies, but nope. How many godlikes is that? Godlike Zai, beyond godlike Nisha. Mika is like, please guys, give me some kills. I have only 2. But Mika, he's still almost top of that net worth on this Dusa. Liquid, yeah. Beat down this game again. Ramsey's trying to find some places to farm, but they're not stopping.
They're
on.
looking for-
It's 29 kills at 19 minutes.
Foxy he's got the setup. Nisha's a bit low on mana, so might not be able to chase this time. Ramses, he'll manage to survive that attempt.
Lucky to get
Dire's
away.
bottom tower is under attack.
Mika confidently standing on the triangle. Butterfly, it's done already. 9 Pandas are smoking because they have to utilize these ults. They have to get something going their way. They have to try something. They do have the 3 at the ready with the global.
And Nisha's still very low on mana.
He's got a dispel.
This is going to be a very
He's got
big
BKB.
kill, but indeed BKB's up. He's able to turn, get the chains off onto Kiyotaka and Solo. Onslaught 4 from Zai. They're both dead again. Double kill for Zai. Ramses, he's chasing Nisha. Can he finish it? They can.
He gets him.
They'll finally end Nisha's streak. It's a lot of money going the way of Antares. But can they kill anything more? Because Mickey, he's turned up. He will get trapped here by the Treants, but he has the Stone Gaze at the ready. Zai, they just don't have the damage to bring this Primal Beast down as Ramses falls. Double kill for Mickey. It's his turn now to
Triple.
pick up a bit of the action. Triple for the Medusa. Everybody dead on 9 Pandas once again.
You know what? They got Nisha.
They got Nisha.
They do get
It's
that
something
pesky
to write
Ember.
home about in this game that overall has been incredibly rough for 9 Pandas once more after that game too.
Oh, and I didn't see if it popped up on the screen there, but this might be one of the highest kills we've had at the event
he's
too.
just dancing around Kiyotaka.
He's got the grab.
Is the Rolling Thunder.
They got the steal.
The grab. Insania was able to swing by and grab all the bounty runes. He's dead again.
I actually don't think I don't think I really get to see the Rubik who doesn't have the cube. Wait, what the hell, Boxy? He's actually just a normal Rolling Thunder.
See it again as Zai with the side steps, couple of dodges, picks him up, slams him down. There's no messing around from Zai. He's having quite the game. 12-1 of 16.
That was pretty. Whew. I mean, there's no time to even like look, because every time that you look, Liquid's just immediately running at heroes. Nisha immediately respawns back toward top. Somehow, as a 13-1 and 11 Ember Spirit, he's actually the 3rd core on his team. Shows how good of a game Zai in particular is having, and Mickey just able to get that space for his team.
He has all the space in the world.
Sure
Mickey.
does. Level 18 as well, so that's pretty crazy the time that he has on his levels in that XP. They're just gonna go Roche. They have this Undying, so free grab there. 9 Pandas. That was, I mean, that last play, that was their big hit. Yes, they get Nisha, but the hero that gets the kill, it was unfortunately on top of this. It wasn't one of the cores.
He gets, what, about 1,000 gold for himself, and then about 900 split between the others.
And he'll have a solar crest. He's keeping up with Kiyotaka's farm the entire game. Actually higher level than him too.
Nisha hunting with the invis. He's going to start some action. It's just a dead Pango. Kiyotaka gets completely splattered.
This is the roughest game I've ever seen from Kiyotaka Depressed Kid. He is 1-10.
I mean, what is this down to? Just sort of early misplays in the lane? I mean, how did this go kind of so badly so quickly for him?
I think Liquid they made this Pango pick. I think they knew this was coming, and they immediately just snap picked the Ember Spirit. They have this Primal Beast too. I think they just have the answers for it, honestly, Owen. The way that they set up that drafting, Panel talked about it was a counter pick after counter pick after counter pick. 9 Pandas, they had to deviate and swap stuff around. Like we said, that Nature's Prophet thrown into the off lane. Did pretty good, but I don't believe that was their initial idea, because Ramses, he's been the only one who's played it.
He just hasn't been able to have the impact that he'd hoped for as to carry Spider this game with that change up.
Yeah, and Nisha, this time, yesterday, he maybe was getting a little bit ahead of himself, never went BKB. This game, he went second night of BKB. No hesitation. He knows they're snowballing. The only way they lose is if he just feeds kills.
And top, Ramses. Is he able to sneak away through the webs? They know where he is with the Sleight of Fist. He tries to heal up. The telekinesis is there. They're popping the global. He's going to give the chance for Ramsey to strike back a little bit, but Boxy, he TP's out underneath them.
Can they get Nisha? They might actually be able to. His BKB's down.
They have to try for the Rolling Thunder, but the chains will cancel it. Mickey's in with the Stone Gaze. They can't continue to chase. Kiyotaka, he has to use the Rolling Thunder just to run.
And they actually feed him a Lotus, so he's back up for mana.
Kisses aren't going to do much at all at this point. Liquid can walk it off.
Mickey covering his buddy there on the escape. Now Nisha's going a very greedy item. Now he's going Octarine. Incredibly greedy item for the Ember Spirit. But this game, I mean, they have the backup of a Medusa in this draft, so I think he can't do this.
Yeah, he's the perfect fallback if anything crazy goes on.
Yeah.
You know, even if they make a few mistakes here, Liquid, they're still going to be far, far ahead in the lead.
Zai, a full heart now. Itemization on point. Lotus Orb, Kaya Sanj, natural into heart. Where's the damage? He's going to be 4k HP already on this Primal Beast. Versus super under-farmed heroes on 9 Pandas. Kiyotaka far below Antares now.
They're up to the base now, 24 minutes in. Zai, he's ready to go into the base. He goes
has
straight
a
up
heart.
underneath the tier 4s here, Zai.
I mean, look at his health.
He's feeling pretty unkillable. And rightfully so.
He literally is just walking at him.
Don't touch him.
Look at
Gonna
this.
Go back in under the tier 4s, grab Antares, take him out. Ramses is trying to get in the backline, see if he can threaten the supports of Liquid, and will manage to get Boxy. Nisha,
Miro.
He's going to get Miro. Miro tried to TP in aggressively to fight this. Nisha standing his ground. That's going to be a dead Nature's Prophet. Nisha, can they find him? Sleight of Fist is back up the chase as well. He's able to walk away from the Spider. Nisha's going to be fine for now. Another Sleight of Fist coming to play.
Ramses got him.
Finally gets him, but it costs Ramses his life. He's dead for 70, no buyback. I mean, Pandas, they get some kills. They get 3 kills, but they don't get Zai. They don't get Mickey. And they may just lose this tier 3. Ramses does have buyback available if he wants to consider it.
But they can't push Zai off. I actually think Zai could just stand here getting hit by 3 or 4 heroes at this point. Especially with the backup of Mickey. Heroes are going to respawn. Still sticking around. Mickey low mana, but he's got Aegis. They're going to try.
Let's see if they can take him down once. Curse upon him. This is coming in as well. It's a dead Medusa the first time round.
He's got Stone Gaze.
He does. And Zai, he's just straight in onto them. Goes forward onto Solo.
Raid boss. They don't want, they're like, don't ignore Zai. Why is he, Antares hitting him? Good joke.
What do they do about this?
They're gonna go kill Insania, or attempt to.
They
can't.
out, but Insania's been able to make it over towards the safety of Mickey and Zai. Hard for them to even get to the support. The top racks are gone. They can start eyeing up the mid lane.
Sure can. He's Zai, what a boss.
Is under attack.
He's actually even just a right clicker himself, level 21. He is keeping levels with the Medusa. Boots the bearing now coming out for him on top of everything too. They're just keeping the ball going.
Dire's middle tower is under
And 9 Pandas, they have to try to fight versus this monstrosity.
Look at Zai and the Sprout, but
They just tickle.
nothing to be done at all there. And now, in fact, the stolen Sprout,
Ramses, they see that he's trying to go for a flank play. They've got vision of him.
they just go straight for him.
No
Onslaught
pity.
forward, Ramses, he's going to be going down. And he's out for 70, and I believe did buy, I don't know what it was, if it was finishing the mantle or the blade of Alacrity before he died, so he does not have money for buyback. Not that it
Not that it
would
matters.
probably matter at this point. As Liquid, 22k ahead, they're going down the mid. Zai, he's once again just stepping up under the tier 4s, not a care in the world. As these mid racks, they will not be defended by 9 Pandas. They're going to be able to grab Antares. It's going to get forced away. And the stolen swashbuckle tickles him. Mickey takes the kill. The chains are going to put a stop to the Rolling Thunder. Pulverize as well. GG is called as Liquid will take game 3 and will knock 9 Pandas out of the competition.
At least Ramses got to play as Alchemist in the first game. He had some fun on that one, but these 2 games, I honestly, a pretty big draft win, it
You
felt
think
like,
the
from
draft
Liquid.
broke them?
I think the draft's broken, but I think that the way that they played has been a big thing. Because I think Liquid, in most games, when we've looked at them, when we talk about them, their drafts tend to be pretty good. It's just sometimes execution, sometimes things start to falter a little bit. This time today, Liquid, it took them 1 game to warm up, but this one, they were on fire. It wasn't even just warm. 45 kills, 27 minutes, 3 towers dropped pre-12 minutes. I don't think you could ask for more with this type of draft.
Yeah, this game 2 and game 3, they look borderline impossible for 9 Pandas at most points of the game. Yeah, as you say, this time. Nisha did end up dying twice, but if you consider his KDA over game 2 and game 3, it's insane. And Zai, yeah, did die once, but still 16-1 and 21. Not much more you can ask for from your offlaner when you're playing the sort of snowball style that they ended up doing. Maybe not intentionally with their draft, but just because of how well they were playing at the start, right? They were like, well, hang on, we could just close this up in 27 minutes.
I mean, like I said, Kiyotaka, how many deaths did he actually end with? He actually still ended up with the 10, but I rarely see Kiyotaka have that rough of a game. He literally did not get to play from start to finish.
Yeah, that was a tough one indeed for Kiyotaka after he'd had some some very impressive performances in mid in this run, but unfortunately for him on this this knockout series that they will be finishing their run with was not his finest moments. 9 Pandas, huge struggles in this game 2 and game 3, as Team Liquid will take this best of 3, 2-1.
2-1 for Team Liquid. Give it up, Bali, for the Dark Horses. No longer Dark Horses, but what a victory. What a game. That was incredible. And honestly, y'all have just had crazy games back to back to back to back now the entire day. How do you guys handle those emotions when everything is so insane inside the game?
I don't know how crazy I felt like these games are. I feel like everyone's just cheesing every game pretty much. Like, one team picks Brood, you find whatever the hardest like cheese counter is to that. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel that intense to me. I'm just playing Undying, clicking decays on mid laners. Like, I don't really know, but no, I mean, Dota meta right now is quite interesting. I feel like, you know, last DSL, or sorry, Dream League, we had like Huskar, Brood, Medusa, Undying. Like, every game is just, is gross. Like, it's disgusting to play.
Very disgusting to watch even. Like, something that actually you guys do, we all talk about how versatile your team is, how many different heroes you guys pick. But one thing I've noticed is that you guys also itemize very differently. Game on game, it's very rare that, cores especially, will pick up the same items. Is that a deliberate decision? Do you guys specifically talk about what's needed for the game, or do you just like deride the idea of having standard items to begin with?
I mean, Nisha is kind of allergic to normal item builds, so I don't know. Like, yesterday he has a Battle Fury, Maelstrom, 2 Daedalus. Like, you know, he's cooking. He just does whatever he wants. So, and as long as it works, no problems. When we lose, you know, you give him like the maybe BKB is good here. But yeah, no, we mostly let people buy whatever they think is good, and as long as it works, it's really nice.
So one thing that you guys have also done pretty much since TI and even during that tournament, y'all have become sort of kings of the lower bracket. You literally have not lost the lower bracket matchup since then, once getting to the playoffs, right? What is it about Team Liquid that makes you so resilient under that much pressure when elimination is on the line?
I mean, Miracle said it best, right? I don't know if I can quote him on stage, but I think everybody at home knows what he said. Yeah.
Okay. Go look out for the Miracle quote if you know what's up. So, top 3 is just in reach, right? I think you guarantee top 4 at this point in time. Europe has been a little bit too strong, in my opinion. What do you think Europeans are doing right now, or the region overall, that the rest of the world should be learning from to catch up?
I think the rest of the world plays Dota, like, honestly. They enjoy playing the game. They, like, actually want to play Dota, you know? Whereas I feel like Europeans just want to cheese and play as little Dota as possible. Like, we don't want to play, like, team fights or... You know, you look at Tundra, they don't fight for 45 minutes, yeah? You look at us, we're just picking cheesy heroes. You look at Gladiators, there's a Huskar against an Ember. You know, they don't want to play Dota. Like, nobody wants to play Dota. And I think, hopefully, Valve can fix that with some updates, so we can get more high-quality, you know, Dota games without these Huskars, without these Broods. Just some honest, you know, like Puck versus Quap mid or stuff like this.
Well, you guys have not only been winning, but you've been ruining all of our pubs. Thank you for that so much with the cheese. But congratulations on getting yet another top 4. And as kings of the lower bracket, probably we'll be seeing you later on. We'll be seeing you later tonight and maybe tomorrow. So good luck, have fun, and thank you for your time, Insanium.
Thank you.
Give them one more round of applause for Team Liquid. Top 4 guaranteed. There'll be an action later on tonight. We'll see exactly how far they can go within the tournament. Back to the panel to discuss the cheese and the disgusting Dota that we've just witnessed.
Thank you very much, Snare and Insania. We indeed are going to witness Team Liquid later on today. Again, we don't know their opponents yet, though. That will be decided in our next series. But first, let's close this one out and talk about how that Game 3 went so horribly wrong for 9 Pandas, who are now eliminated from the Bali Major. This game, we talked a lot, this game, especially compared to other games here, about pick priority and getting second pick, and what do you do with your first pick, and obviously if you have second pick, you have overall last pick, and Liquid with overall last pick smashed that out of the park.
Yeah, this could have very well been just they won because they won the coin toss. It's very possible. It seems 9 Pandas really plays well on second pick, but on first pick, sometimes it just happens. You're good on Radiant or Dire, you're good on first pick or second pick. They're really good on second pick, but on their first pick, a lot to be left desired there. The first pick Brood, they end up giving it to Ramses. The first pick Morphling going to Ramses. Just first picking his hero, but on second pick, he's getting last pick. Big difference there. And I think they tried to be a little bit cute here by putting the Brood in the safe lane to dodge the Primal Beast lane, throw the NP to the off lane, neither of those lanes really worked for them, especially not the Brood one. Zai just went out of control on this 24-pick Primal Beast here. So very unfortunate for them. And of course, we have to talk about Kiyotaka. Absolute disaster in the mid lane here. I don't know what happened, but he decided to go for a 2-0-2 build, all in on trying to trade with Nisha, lost the lane, and now he has no way to farm. Then he's getting ganked. He just couldn't play the game, and unfortunately ended up with not being able to do anything.
I mean, he had a wrong mindset for the game. I feel like the moment you pick the Pango, you can't really expect to try to win the lane. It's more about like getting your levels and helping the other cores, you know. And I felt like he was trying to play for his own game too much, and he lost the lane because of that, and he couldn't even help his team, so he was totally helpless the whole game.
I thought that was the idea of the last pick, Nature's Prophet. If you're choosing this tempo route, then you need your mid to work together with you, be able to go around and get kills and actually push the pace. And this hero basically, I mean, at some point he's behind the 4 Rubik on the enemy team in net worth. He basically didn't exist for a long time, so that was rough. And then credit to Liquid for the draft. I think they put together 2 really nice drafts that fit how they want to play and dealt very well with 9 Pandas for these last 2 games. I think in this game, and again, this is maybe the power of getting a second pick, Morph or Medusa, is like you're not really worried about that lane. They can just go ahead, get a team fight hero coming out of the first phase, and then just counter pick the other 2 lanes if Pandas allows you to do that, which they did. And yeah, there's not much, even the lane swap didn't really help them here. Free primal game, as you guys were talking about, and it was just a one-sided beatdown.
Yeah, it makes me wonder how much worse it would have been for 9 Pandas if they kept the same lane setup that they initially could have been thinking about there. But this was a very rough one for 9 Pandas. Definitely not the style that they wanted to leave the Bali major with, I think. And on the other side, Team Liquid in the lower bracket, they do manage to turn it on, Winter, when it matters most.
Yeah, that's a sign of a true strong team, you know. When you're back against the wall, you have to figure out what's wrong. You have to be able to solve the problem on the spot. Like I said in the previous panel, I think the problem previously was just mainly like the draft priority, the selection. Those are very minor things that you can really adjust on